think at this point you could call Julius Schwarzkopf the Prince of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, yes. He is definitely a member of the Atlantean family. And we, though, on the other end, will have Ilias go first. But he will have to deal with that Molcharmy Purulia thrown down in the standby phase of Ilias. But Malice is one of those decks that has at least the ability to not care about Purulia too much, and we do start off with a card that plays around it so perfectly well. Gold Sarcophagus, such an old card, but really so good in his Malice deck, of course, still.
However, with the newest version of Malice, you should adapt the combo, since both Hare and Secretary cannot special summon themselves. They can, but your opponent will draw a card.
Wouldn't recommend it. Gold Sarcophagus and Gold Ray, actually very special card, because it was a prize card back in the day, and the first basically reprint for everyone to get it was in Gold Ray. Not many cards have that feature. Just some random law. The most random law I could think of.
Crash Card Virus is another one, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, there's a couple from back in the day.
I see a pattern with these prize cards.
True. Something more recent, something very recent actually though, is the Malice deck toying around with different trap cards in the main deck.
Or no trap cards. Did you just see that White Rabbit?
Because probably Malice are only on MT7 those days, and probably the set card that it has been hard draw is MT7.
But yeah, I mean, that's a big thing, right? Because I think last weekend, or no, it's actually 2 weeks ago now at this point for NAWCQ, people were on GWC again. Like, people were playing that card. I think for sure, Julian, for example, qualifying for North America, they used GWC for sure. But here in this list from Ilias, he does not run it. It's only MTP or 7. So it's a very, very controversial decision in the Malice player base at the moment. But Ilias said, I don't need that GWC.
Maybe because it's a very low round tournament, the World Championship playoffs, and you cannot afford to break in any game. So probably it has make more consistency and has doesn't use GWC, since in a 12-round tournament you can afford to break once in a while, while in a 4-round tournament you cannot.
I can see that. I can see that, and now we're going to get Red Ransom back. I think we've chained the MTP to our Red Ransom.
And Julius looking sadly at that Purulia in his graveyard, truly not doing what it was supposed to do. Not the matchup you necessarily want to have it against. It's so good against Varisial decks in Room. It can be really good against Vanquish Soul too, even though that deck also has quite some features to play around it. But against Malice, it's really... You do still want to include it probably, because it just makes them play differently. But they're able to just do such a big combo even without summoning from the hand, or summoning from the hand once. There is now an Ash Blossom and Joy Spring on the Chassis Cat, meaning though that Julius also is down to 3 cards only in his hand.
Yeah, I think if you're Ilias, you're fine with that. You get to combo off basically freely, and you know that...
Oh, normal summon! Julius gets a card.
Well, that's interesting. I think we're going to the White Binder here. That would be the next logical step. Yes, you can banish the March Hare back. So the Purulia actually didn't do too bad of a job. You've got to draw a card, and your opponent has to adjust the combo, so it is slightly more fragile, I would think. Chassis Cat, such a good card that even though it doesn't play on its own, it's not your best starter, it is so important. Gets you so many draws throughout your day. I was going to say combo, but then I realized it's just 2 in your combo. But totally, this card super strong, and if your opponent ashes it mid combo, that's so fine. Like, if I'm doing a combo, I would say I would rather activate the effect to discard 1 card of my opponent's hand than draw 2 cards if I'm already in the combo.
And also helps you play around a lot of hand traps. Is just normal summon Jessica to activate the effect, probably to bait an Ash or any perm, and then just going to link 1 and summon her.
Ooh, I was going to say, where are we going with this?
That's it.
Because you can't use the March Hare from hand. You give up a draw, and if you go into Topologic Bomber Dragon, then you don't have it in hand anymore. Then you will have to use MTP without banishing anything.
To be honest, Bomber Dragon has been kindly off the meta right now, because many Malice players do not respect anymore Chaos Hunter, which is a very big mind game for this tournament. Because if you know that Malice players do not run anymore Bomber, you might bring back Chaos Hunter and catch people off guard.
Agreed. I like the Cyber's Wicked bomber drag technology.
You're a big fan of that.
I love that.
You can't get your fingers off of it. You have been doing that non-stop.
It is definitely the coolest thing that the deck has done.
Speaking of cool, though, that Poseidra activating there. Not so cool, though, drawing the card that we discarded alongside it, because that's a card you rather want to special summon from the deck later on in your combo. That is the Butterfly Fish. Such a funny card, actually. But it will work as a discard here for the Poseidra nonetheless. The storming Atlantean storming onto the field, but Ilias trying to figure out whether he immediately needs to find a response to that.
The thing is, I got a small peek into the hand of Ilias, and it does look like there is a lot of non-engines, so maybe even...
So Ilias just made a wonderful play, because now he gets to ban his White Binder. Poseidra will be summoned without a valid target to activate its effect, and then White Binder will be summoned again from the banishment zone in order to draw a card.
That's so heads up by Ilias, honestly. Yeah. That is really, really, really good.
I mean, as we said in the previous round, in order to be here in this tournament, you have to be one of the best 16 European players.
But now you're also giving up your banish from MTP.
Okay, Butterfly Fish back into the hand. I think it's still fine, though. Just giving Julius less chances to get those water monsters into the graveyard, I think, is a very, very smart thing to do.
Especially when you see that she discards a bad target for Poseidra.
That is a very, very good point. Now White Binder is going to activate here. Don't think you can get any more interactions out of this here, but Ilias also, what I also like about this, I've seen the Drone Lockbird in his hand and then getting rid of the MTP effect and the White Binder drop before your opponent searches anything. It's also huge if you can Drone Lockbird them.
Okay, we are now going to banish the Red Ransom, and it will be coming back immediately after. The French community has been really, really, really big on the MALISS deck. We saw a lot of French players being very successful with the deck, so no surprise to me that Ilias is playing it here in this tournament as well. He has been grinding with this deck throughout the entire year to get to enough points to be qualified for this playoff. And it does look pretty alright here in this first game of the second round. But now Julius always out of nowhere sometimes seems like he's able with this Mermail deck to just still overcome opponents' fields. He is really one of the best Mermail players on the planet, I want to say. Really has perfectionized playing this combo deck, knows the ins and outs of it, and therefore to me it was no surprise that he was bringing this again here for the playoff as well, which sometimes can be a little bit of a problem too though, right? When you're going into a 16-player tournament and everybody basically knows, hey, yeah, that guy is probably going to play Mermail again, of course you might be able to prepare beforehand, but there is now an Abyss Tears from Julius. Ooh, but there's Ash Blossom on it as well.
But we still haven't normal summoned yet, so maybe Julius with a Corallan Moni and another normal summon is able to do something here.
And also there are 2 11/7 water monsters on the field.
Yeah.
Very true. I mean, this seems like it could still go somewhere, and not to be disregarded, Ilias is only on 4,100 life points. That is not a super comfortable situation to be in, because, let's face it, if you're not playing GWC, you're never gaining life points, so you are just lowering them consistently. Is that a battle phase? No.
That's actually a very valid point. Is it in the side deck?
No, it's not. It's just nowhere to be seen for Ilias.
Oh, you have to play really quickly through the entire tournament then.
Yeah. For sure. Okay, Julius really thinking this one through. He has the experience with this deck. He just recently, again, made top cut at German Nationals with this deck. He really has all the hours in with this deck. He made most of his points throughout this season with this deck too. And he wants to now, of course, make his ticket to the World Championship with this deck that is so close to his heart as well.
That is really funny. Abyss Stride usually is of lower attack than the MALISS monsters, but as Red Ransom points to the White Binder, you actually have a 2,800 attack beta.
Ooh, but we turned it into another monster with the quickness as well.
That's a breaker.
That is something that, I mean, Leo, we're getting to attack points here quite quickly, but there still is the March here in the graveyard of in the hand of Ilias, right? That is still something we can probably work with. Ilias. Oh, and there also is an Ibiru, the primal being. Okay, though, will be stopped by the Dominus Impulse from Julius. All right, is there maybe a world where Julius really, with so little cards, is able to get through this?
To be honest, Poseidra has an amazing effect going second.
Yeah.
So I really believe that Julius can have something in his sleeve in order to play around Ilias field.
The thing is, versus most decks, you really have to win the game. You can't leave them hanging on 100 life points and then give them another turn. Versus Malice, especially without GWC, you just leave them super skill drained. They are mind drained, they are everything drained. They can't just use their effects anymore.
True, yeah, getting them very, very low. Like, usually the number where it gets critical is like 1,200. When you get them or in 1,200 or below, they at least will have to come up with something. But if you put them like even on 500, it's basically impossible to still get a real worthwhile combo out of the Malice deck then. So it's really, it's a dangerous thing to just not play GWC overall. Let's see how well Julius can capitalize, and he's currently thinking about how to resolve the effect of that Poseidon Abyss, the Atlantean Dragon Lord.
That's, by the way, a bunch of cards in Ilias' hand. It's like 7 or 8.
Ooh, sends Shadow Squad.
Yep, and that is going to bounce the entire field here. Back to the extra deck as well, so can't even banish them out of the graveyard anymore. Summon Prince. That is looking good. We've already played around Nibiru, and now...
you know what, Leo? I think Ilias might have done some... The Nibiru might have been a moment too early, because imagine they resolve the Poseidra, put all of your monsters away from the field, and then when the Prince is on the field then at that point, before it can use its effect, you use the Nibiru, and you have no cards on the field, so they could have not used the Dominus Impulse from the hand.
100%.
Now, though, you're left really with no monsters at all, and you cannot use the Nibiru anymore. Therefore, Julius, all of a sudden, as he usually does, may be able to run away with this by now also summoning out the super ancient Deep Sea King, Coelicant.
I think you're 100% on point there.
It just feels like that, and Julius really was happy that the Nibiru was used there. You could really tell he was so happy, immediately slamming down the Dominus Impulse to counter it on the spot. And now with still a bunch of water monsters left on the field, bringing back Abyss Rhine now.
And I think at this point, the good thing about Marcher for your opponent is that it's only going to be used in the main phase, so you can, at any point when you have game on the field, just say, hey, I want to enter battle phase, and then they have to use March, and then you can still clear off everything. And now we have the LAVALIER Dragon.
The Virtue Dragon.
The Virtue.
Oh, and it is using its effect as well. What are we trying to bring back here? Yeah, looks like the Prince is going to... Oh, there was a Droll and Lockbird.
Yeah. That was used on Prince effect when Abyss Rhine was added to the hand.
It's weird to see it so late, but now the Coelicant, and no response to that. We get to summon 3 monsters here if we like to. This is just escalating quickly, really. I feel like even if Ilias resolves the March and gets like 2 to 3 monsters onto the field, it will not be very easy to stop him.
Especially with 4,000 life points on.
Look at that Platinum Rare Pike. Just sitting there in attack position. I think that Ilias was just reading about the Coelicant, if the monsters could attack. The thing is, I don't know for sure, but back in the day, there was a whole deck about Coelicant being a fish OTK, so I think...
They cannot attack now, because you had to always transition them into Synchro monsters.
And that's game.
But that is the game! Julius Schwarzkopf once again able to pull it off, going second with his beloved Mermaids. You can never rule that guy out. He will always just flood the...
I'm a big fan of DD Crow as well. Of course, yeah, the Bestials, they do a lot more than the DD Crow does, but they also have a restriction. Your opponent has to have monsters on the field. With cards like the Mitsurugi cards, you can play around Bestials, right? Like just tributing your Murakumo when you have nothing on the field.
Ilias, there's not that many traps he can set, because, as we said, there's no GWC, so... Okay, there is possibly an MTP set, though. That would be crazy if he drew the MTP again, though, and then he can't use White Rabbit once more. Now the Dormouse bow, and I think I saw a card sparkling some interest there in the hand of Julius. Oh. Is there maybe the most feared card ever? It is Artifact Lancea from Julius, trying to shut down whatever this Malice deck is trying to do.
As we mentioned in the first round, Malice may be a very risky choice for this tournament, because obviously all the players will respect Malice and bring side options like Lancea, Chaos Hunter, or even Meowls.
I mean, it has been a very feared card overall, right? It's risky to bring Malice to any tournament because Lancea and Chaos Hunter just, they don't leave you a lot of room to compensate with your skill. You can't just outplay Lancea. I mean, in Master Duel, people have started playing Speedroids just to put up something versus Lancea.
Oh, we're chaining though.
Yeah.
That looks like a chain to the artifact Lancea there. We drew the MTP again, searching for the March here, which will not be doing much else. Oh wait, oh no. Is the March here also?
From the hand, in order to go to Splashmates and access the Brain Ransom in order to get
Hold on,
probably
so we
Mirror.
didn't search for March here. We chained the March here to the activation of MTP. Now searching for the Dormouse again.
For some nice follow-up. So I think we're going to try and set up a Malice in the mirror or just try to set up the MTP again with Whitebinder.
Oh, but Julius, does he have something else? Imagine now if Fuvalos on top of this. That would be
I think
crazy.
He has one, to be
oh
honest.
my, Julius now with the Fuval too. And you saw Ilias when he saw that Fuvalos now also being dropped down. That makes things so much more awkward now. Because giving your opponent 2 draws against what you saw, what the Mermail deck can do, that doesn't feel great.
And Julius' hand wasn't good.
Nope.
He even got an Ash for the toys, which was basically the only play he had, but then he still ended up...
Hold on though, that card might be able to still save us. I was talking about mistaken arrest, but there also is deck lockdown. Poseidon though might be immediately
with
the
infantry
answer to it.
that can
And there is no
destroy
time
deck
wasted. Julius with lightning speed takes the second game as well. 2-0, and he shows we also
He read the Poseidra, and because I think he was not sure of the effect. And yeah, this is the moment, and I think you kind of knew that he might have Rubiro, right?
Yeah. So like, I was already here, probably he will nip me, if not I can send from deck. I expected him not to have Impulse, because he would have probably set it. Of course, he could have drawn it with Whitebinder. That's why I was thinking if I even want to rebound with the XYZ, because I play very hard into Impulse. But I just thought he would have set it the Impulse, so I didn't expect him to have it. And like, when he doesn't drop the nip here, I was just 100% sure I'm not bouncing both of the Malice monsters, because if I bounce both and he doesn't nip me but he still has it, I cannot activate Impulse anymore, so I would have just bounced one and keep the other one on the field, do my combo next to it, and then keep the Impulse for later.
Yeah, and also I think from this point on, you kind of figured it out that it was pretty much on your side, because once Poseidon basically resolved essentially, now we can go into our second clip. There's the Goelican coming down, and essentially you clear the entire this field. So I think from Ilias' point of view, I think it was also not easy, because he had a good hand overall, you know. So I think you kind of manipulated over it quite well. I think you were kind of satisfied with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, just like most of the hand trips, like the low impact hand trips, like Valor for example, don't do that much to the deck. Especially going second when I have my Poseidras, like the small one in the main deck and the one in the extra deck. They get a lot of value going second, especially against like low impact hand trips.
And okay, let's see, this progressed quite a bit, but there's a rivalry of the Warlords of the side of Gabriel there. And El Mahdi, though, having Ryziel Detonator on the field as well, basically ready to tackle that rivalry of the Warlords eventually as well. I'm wondering how it probably was activated before the Detonator could even come onto the field.
Yeah, and then, I mean, you have Valon attached to it. You can just pop 2 cards at once. That's so cool.
That's actually crazy, you're right. But let's see.
That might be what's happening right now.
Oh, yeah, that is Detonator's effect, targeting the Malice in Underground. But I mean, we surely already used the Valon this turn. Is it not once per turn?
Oh, I think we're... Oh, yeah, true. If we are...
Oh, no. This must be another turn already.
Turn.
Oh, okay. They get to chain the MTP now. That was probably a known card. I can barely believe that that's already another turn, honestly. But maybe you're right.
I mean, the turn was probably just stopped with Rivalry. And then we go Detonator.
Maybe, yeah. You could definitely be correct. But now the chance definitely is... And there is now the Ash Blossom and Joy Spring on the MTP, and Gabriel has to give the thumbs up to that.
Solid 2-card investment here. I mean, Valon Effect is not really a card that you're using here, but Ash on the MTP. Quite curious to see... Oh, wow, wait.
Druid's Room is good.
Yeah,
and the rivalry, though...
Yeah, Druid's Room, it has to be used to crash into Detonator and then send Detonator, but we have the Ryziel Cross.
Yeah.
So it basically just gets out Cross, huh? Because under rivalry, you are absolutely right, doesn't do anything.
Let's see. They target the Valen, and Almaty is considering, but it seems like with the Julius one being around, you just want to leave the rivalry up there.
Yeah.
And yeah, there it is. Thumbs up. Valen gone. But situation maybe still all right for Almaty. As we head into the battle phase, crash the Julius worm, try to send that detonator to the graveyard, but Almaty certainly has a way to stop that.
Yep, just cross it off, basically, right? So you just need to detach. Of course, that is one less material on your Ryziel detonator card that is so powerful. Destroying 3 cards, basically. Now it's only gonna be 2. But it's better than losing it, huh?
Ooh, March here now as well, though.
I think that was the right choice, even though Almaty will get to play another turn after this.
Banishes MALISS in the
That's
mirror.
huge.
Activates that as well. Banishes the Red Ransom. This is huge for Gabriel.
And I love the fact that he bans MALISS in the mirror since already as Blossom has been activated, so he wasn't scared about getting as Blossom.
Yeah, because that really deals a lot of damage then, basically, to you. Gets Chessy Cat banished, and now Gabriel is in the safe zone here. 10 minutes left on the clock. You don't have a battle phase this turn, so keep that in mind. Almaty is always going to get another turn here. But this looks like this might become full combo at any point, because yes, Detonator destroys many cards. At this point, there's only going to be one more pop, and we know how well MALISS plays through interruptions. But Basti, weren't you saying about something about no GWC as well? 1,900 life points, that is not a lot.
Yes, but actually looking at the list from Gabriel, there is GWC in his list.
Okay,
so
right.
even though that card is there, maybe he didn't get access to it. Maybe he just didn't have a way to have a MALISS Link monster on the field when it was resolved in the end. But definitely 2,000 life points is quite low. I will have to agree. So Almaty, even though this is now looking promising for Gabriel, in the long run, might still be able to somehow rattle through. And please note, 10-minute mark now has approached. And Gabriel will do no further damage here this turn, as we have already been in the battle phase. So this is maybe going to go all the way down to the last seconds remaining of the match. And now Chessy Cat comes back too.
I feel like we just switched banishments there. Chessy Cat is not going to activate here. We're going to link off those. Let's see what we're going to summon. It's not going to be Uplose above the Goddess.
Nope.
But maybe a Bomber Dragon. Cyber's Wicked it is.
Your beloved Cyber's Wicked, Leo.
Yeah.
Now Chessy Cat, we want to try to draw 2 more. That card is so good, honestly. I think it's an obvious choice to say Dormouse is the best MALISS monster in the main deck, but I don't know. I have a sweet spot for Chessy Cat, really. That card is just enabling so much.
It just tips the deck a little bit over the edge, right? Because your main deck engine is also so small.
Yeah.
You're just... It's almost a guarantee that you're going to draw into at least one
I love drawing
non-engine
cards,
card.
honestly.
Yeah. Especially if it's Ash Blossom that you didn't have in hand before,
Yeah.
or Impermanence.
I mean, who doesn't love Pot of Greed? And that card is basically Pot of Greed, and then you also get to summon a card.
Yeah, or add back a card.
Yes, it is pretty good.
And now Gabriel has very good protection with Wicked, since not only she protects herself, but also any cybers that she points.
You're so right, and that makes Detonator a lot weaker here.
Yep, the moment that Cyber's Wicked is on the field, that Detonator really is not too happy anymore. And that rivalry of the Warlords, let's face it, as long as there are no Bestials around, MALISS truly doesn't care about it at all, as it's a full Cybers deck, of course, in the main deck and in the extra deck. Okay, they can't go into Haggard Lizardos anymore, sure, but I think they will be fine without that here right now.
I think you're absolutely right about that. I mean, some players have even started to cut Haggard Lizardos because you just play your combos differently.
True.
Which is fine, starting off with Splash Mage. It's an interesting position.
Okay, Almaty thinking this through. I mean, there's not really... Oh, is he going to use the Detonator now?
Oh, wow.
That's interesting.
Oh, we're going to pop the rivalry of the Warlords. Are we having Nibiru, the Primal Being in
you
hand?
might be right. You
I
might be
think
right.
that's
It
a call.
could be Nibiru, the Primal Being, because we were capped off of that card. But now that there is no more rivalry, we can, of course, bring another type onto the field. And is that a rock monster in our hand? It would be a huge moment to use Nibiru here.
Now, wasn't Marcha just activated? It seemed to me like it was activated. Now we're going to link off for a Splash Mage under the Wicked. Summons back the White Rabbit. What are we going into next?
Still no response here from Almaty. Is that last card in hand a saving grace, a possible Nibiru, or is it Nothing that can interrupt Gabriel at all.
Nibiru is not always the greatest card to have on your own side of the field as well, if you're playing Ryziel especially, because X, a so crucial card for your strategy, does not give you a surge when there is a monster on your side of the field that isn't a level or rank 4. Now GWC is being set, and that might fix the life points problem that Gabriel is facing right now.
There it is. He has decided to play it, and therefore he may be getting away with having so little life points at the moment. Banishes the... Oh yeah, okay, from the graveyard the Red Ransom comes back, so there is a Malice Lynx monster, and therefore we do get life points back. It's
Boom,
not like...
4,000.
It's not 7,000 though, and the clock, I mentioned the 10-minute mark, and now we're at 6.5 minutes, so it is ticking down quickly here.
And we're going down to 3,100 as well.
We do. Gabriel.
Or did he maybe even forget to gain life points?
No, I saw him point out.
All right, good. Okay.
There it is, 3,100.
All right, now what are we doing next here?
Banishing a couple of cards, of course, with the white binder that just came back. Actually, 4,000 life points even, so the deficit is not as big as...
The white binder came back. It's 900
it's
paid after that.
3,100.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we're just going step by step now, true. Yeah, that's probably the moment we do go down to 3,100 now. There is the white rabbit now back to the field too.
Yep, has apparently been used this turn. Oh, we're linking off everything here. That might be Crypta. Crypta is a Link 3, which is usually very easy to summon, but you actually need 3 monsters for it. Puts the Malice in the mirror back as well. Ryziel Cross. Oh, no, goes for the detonator. I mean, it's at 1, so it basically kind of makes sense that you're not going to be able to recycle it with Ryziel Cross.
Yes, because if detonator gets banished, it's very difficult for Ryziel to recycle him. And obviously, you can activate Crypta effect on your opponent's turn to deal with the cross.
We just also had Ghost Ogre in hand. We just got rid of the Ghost Ogre here, which is also interesting because that's a good answer.
Access code Talker now.
Slick.
In the main phase too. The alternative artwork, of course.
And I mean, we've been stressing out about time quite a bit already, but these players, they just take like 2 or 3 minutes for their combos. This is looking fine here. I mean, it's not going to be easy to break this field that he's putting up in.
Totally not. I mean, Almaty is on 1 card in hand. Now the Star Ryziel is also gone. He's going to draw another one, sure. But Gabriel ain't even done yet. Are we even going for Echo Talker here, maybe?
And also one of the problems that Ryziel at the moment needs to deal with is their grind games if their field is getting destroyed.
Yep. And do we have that allied code Talker at Ignister here? Maybe. There it is. That's the name. And is it in the extra? Yeah, it is in the extra deck of Gabriel, so he has the chance to use it here.
I mean, I've been saying that time is not really the biggest issue for him right now, but should start playing.
Totally.
Don't have infinite time. But yeah, that looks like an allied code Talker here. Links
look at all of those monsters we use for Link 5. Almost in a classic way. I think he only used a Link 2 there and then 3 other monsters alongside it.
I'm pretty sure Gabriel is on 2,200, by the way. Because...
yeah, the White Rabbit.
Yeah, it's not 600 damage, it's 900 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean,
I've never seen this before, actually, bringing back the Access Code Talker with the Allied Code Talker at Ignister. 2 sad cards, and I think Gabriel seems confident here. One of the 2 Gabriels here in the playoff. Gabriel Susi and Gabriel Duarte, but now Almaty's turn. A little over 3 minutes, Almaty, what you got?
The resource management on Gabriel is insane. Shuffling back the Malice in the mirror and then later on summoning out the Red Ransom with Allied Code Talker to get back the Malice in the mirror is crazy. Hard Crypta on the field as well. Plenty of follow-up in there. There is very few
Hold
things.
on. That's either Protoss or Eschatos there. We're banishing cards from the graveyard. That's what it's got to be. Which one is it? It is the... Mike, your most favorite card. It
After
is
so many
Protoss.
years.
It is back and there is no response. But that means we have Gabriel winning this backup feature match.